with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. Call right now. That number is 800-485-6003.
Welcome to Picks and Parlays here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Nick Geber. Find me on Twitter at Nick Geber. I'd like to wish you a very happy Friday, December 6th. Happy Azerbaijan Communications Ministry Day. I know I, for one, going to be celebrating like a madman tonight. But you can too, because we've got a lot of sports and a lot of picks for you today. We're actually going to start off a little differently today. Al Ninos will join us here, and he and I are going to give you some quality Premier League picks for the weekend. Full slate of Premier League matches on offer this weekend. We actually had a whole slate over this last week as well. It is the compressed, silly season of games during December in the Premier League. They come hot and heavy. Al and I will give you some picks. Everton, Chelsea, Newcastle, Southampton, West Ham, Arsenal, and Brighton, Wolves. Then Chip Chirimbes will join me. Got a little NBA and college basketball Saturday. Cavs at Knicks, Arizona at Baylor, and Marquette at Kansas State. And not to be outdone by any of the people before them, Craig El Wapo Trapp and Tony El Tigre Tellez are going to do NFL Rapidfire. That's right, 14 minutes to bigger wins right here on Picks and Parlays. We are streaming live on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. This is how it works. You can watch us there. You can listen to us on the radio. And if you have something to say, you can fill out the comment box on any of our social media, and we will see it right here in the studio, and producer Andrew will put it up on the screen, and I will comment on it if it's not too rude. Some rude allowed. Again, too rude, definitely not allowed, although we might think about modifying that rule at some point. But that's how we do it. We would love to hear from you. Look, we're going to give you a lot of free picks on this show for big games. If you want more free picks, go to our website, picksandparlays.net. But if you want the expert picks, that's right, folks, every single one of our 35 cappers provide their expert, in-depth analysis and picks on the site, and you can purchase those right now for 15% off, especially for the holidays. Use promo code HOLIDAY for 15% off at picksandparlays.net. So, gamble well, bet well, go in with the best intelligence, go to picksandparlays.net, load up on our expert picks, put them in your shopping cart, use promo code HOLIDAY, 15% off, take those extra savings, and buy your family something nice. Right, gonna go to break, be right back with Al Ninos and our Premier League picks.
We love the holiday spirit, the kindness, the giving, the sharing. For us, that spirit has no season. It's always there, in those doing good all year round. That's why we approve good people other stores won't. Your credit isn't the best? Okay. Need more time to pay? Let's work it out. Want flexible payment options? Sure. Lease to own top brands. Delivery is free. Because good people always deserve better. Aaron's. Easy, beautiful, affordable.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip, or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first-class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780. We are the Debt Destroyer Network. Any debt you have, credit card, tax, student loan debt, call now for free information that helps you destroy your debt. It's great advice. Plus, when you make this free call now, we have debt destroyer experts ready to help. They can show you how to destroy your debt and get your life back on track. Debt problems don't have to be overwhelming. You can live stress-free and debt-free. Credit cards, medical bills, IRS tax problems, even student loan debt. Learn about free programs offered by the credit card companies, hospitals, and even the government that can help slash your debt. Call the Debt Destroyer now for free information. Call now. 877-360-0402. 877-360-0402. 877-360-0402. That's 877-360-0402.
What's in store this holiday at your local Staples?
Missile toner.
And ink nog. Huh?
I mean, come on, who doesn't think ink and toner during the holidays?
You don't. Okay. Well, Staples is aiming to fix that. Right now, you get 25% back in rewards when you spend $75 on ink or $200 on toner.
Now who's not thinking ink and toner this holiday?
Give your printer the gift of ink and receive 25% back in rewards.
Staples, there's a whole lot in store.
Ends 12/7/19. Restrictions apply. See store or staples.com/25 and rewards for details.
All right, welcome back to Picks and Parlays here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network, also streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We're with you each and every weeknight or week afternoon, I suppose I should say, from 4 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 1 p.m. Pacific. That's Monday through Friday, right here on Sports Byline and our various social media channels. You can find me on Twitter at Nick Geber. All right, promised you some Premier League picks, so going to get right to it. Let's join in with our star capper, Al Ninos. Al, how are you today?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
All right, thank you. Well, I can see Cristiano Sibosi sends us a message on YouTube. He says, Doctor, I can't sleep without EPL picks. Thanks. Well, Cristianos, don't worry. The doctor is in. And with my trusted associate here, Al Ninos, we will endeavor to provide you with the right sports betting prescription for your Premier League ills. Okay, let us start, Al, shall we? Let's choose, this looks like quite a good one. Goodison Park. Everton will be hosting Chelsea Football Club. Everton currently sitting in 18th spot in the league in the relegation zone. Their 5-2 loss to Liverpool resulted in the sacking of Marco Silva, which came, quite frankly, much too late for anybody's liking if you're an Everton fan. Of course, I'm not. But it did get Silva the sack. Chelsea, though, they're 5-0-2 on the road, coming off a nice home win against Aston Villa. They just had their transfer ban lifted today, which means they can start signing some new players in January. And, Al, I have to wonder, by the way, if that's going to put a little added pressure on some of these young kids to lift their game even further. By the way, Tammy Abraham's surprise inclusion in the midweek match was a critical part of their win. He will be playing again this weekend, as well as Ross Barkley, who's likely to be back. For Everton, we just said, disaster season. Marco Silva out the door. Despite, by the way, a decent squad, quite a lot of money put into it. Look, they've only been scoring a goal a game and giving up twice that number. The interim manager, Duncan Ferguson, okay? I mean, wow. Al, what's your take on this? You and I might disagree, but things not looking good for Everton.
No, definitely not looking good. And we've talked about the little coaching problems some teams have at the bottom of the table. And a lot of them, they don't have the best players to coach, but this is a pretty decent squad. Just, they just need to get a few things together. And yeah, they do have their new coach, but I think it will take them, I don't think they will get everything together quite yet in time to be ready for Chelsea. So I'm siding with Chelsea in this one in regulation at about even money.
Yep, plus 107 Chelsea. I'm actually going to disagree with you, though, Al. I think that a lot of the problems to do with Everton was a lack of faith the players had in Marco Silva. I think that bore itself out in some of the press conferences we just heard subsequent to his departure. Players did not trust this guy, did not like this guy. These are good players on Everton. They spent a lot of money. Look, I don't think Duncan Ferguson's the right long-term solution. I think I question mark. I scratch my head about clubs that have struggling managers and struggling results that seem surprised when they have to let the guy go and haven't lined anyone up. At least Spurs took a different approach. But I'm actually disagree. I think they're going to rise to the occasion here at home. Not going to win, though. I'm going to go with the draw, and at plus 291, I'm positively salivating.
Definitely great value on that pick.
All right, let's move along, shall we? What else did we have here? Oh, yes, a couple of beauties here. Let's go to St. James's Park, where Newcastle going to be hosting Southampton. Now, Newcastle under Steve Bruce coming to this with only one loss in the last 5 games. They had a huge midweek win, 2-0 win over the Blades at Bramall Lane. No one picked that. I promise you that was a real long shot result. Since flirting with relegation back in October, they've lost only 1 in the last 6. They now sit mid-table. Look, they need these points right here to get them nice and clear of that swirling morass of the drop zone. I think this team has belief. I think Steve Bruce is getting it done. For Southampton, though, the only thing I can say is, Mauricio Pochettino should go into every last longer bet there is, because the fact this guy's still at the helm after Unai Emery, Pochettino, I'm not talking about Mauricio, Ralph Hasenhüttl, I'm talking about at Southampton. The fact that he's still there after Unai Emery, after Pochettino, after Silva, after Flores, are all gone. It's incredible. This team's pretty bloody awful. They leak goals badly. Newcastle, plus money for Newcastle at home. Got to take it, plus 157. Al, what say you? And Christianos wants total goals.
Yeah, I haven't quite looked at the total in this one, but I definitely like the side. I like Newcastle, but I see you taking the big, going for the big payout on the money line there. I'm going to take them at the pick 'em, so I'll push if they to draw here. But yeah, I do like what Newcastle's been doing, and they should get the job done here. But I'm taking them to pick 'em at minus 113 actually. So laying a bit of juice, but I get the draw. I get the push if I draw.
Yeah, fair enough. That's not a bad bet, but I want to go for the gusto because I've got kids that need presents for the holidays. Okay, let's move on. Next one. Next one. West Ham United. The Hammers against the Gunners. It's at the London Stadium. This is a London derby. West Ham sitting 15th, probably due to the fact, by the way, that Southampton, Everton, Watford and Norwich have just been that bad. Look, this West Ham team is a really good team. They have some great players. They have actually a super high caliber, top-of-the-line manager in Manuel Pellegrini. And I keep looking and waiting for this side to get going. They had that 2-0, they had that win over Chelsea, and then all of a sudden, boom, a 2-0 capitulation at the Molineux against Wolves. On the other hand, let's not underestimate Wolverhampton Wanderers, an excellent team, no doubt. Good squad, good manager, underachieving. And then you got Arsenal, just fired Unai Emery, put in Freddie Ljungberg, still lose, no manager. Look, the last 3 games, they drew 2 of the worst teams in the league in Norwich and Watford. And then they lose 2-1 at home to Brighton Hove Albion. Look, I don't understand right now why Arsenal are away favourites here at minus 108. I don't understand this. This team's terrible. You know why? Because pundits and media people are in love with the past. They can never look and see when the guard has changes, when things are different. And folks, this Arsenal team sucks. I'm sorry. They have no spine. I've never seen a softer team in the Premier League. West Ham United, I think they get this done at home, Al, and I'm going for that big plus money here, plus 256. What say you?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the total in this one since our friend wanted to see that. So you like your side, but I'll take the over in this game. So
fair enough.
Yeah, the over. Let's see what it's at now on Arsenal.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Muchos goles. Right?
But yeah, I'm taking the over in that one. Yeah, I'm seeing lots of goals.
All right, you know, for sure. And I just realized I answered my own question. I said, who else lives in the past other than odds makers? Well, Arsenal fans do. Okay, next up, we have one little bonus game for you here. I think I might have it somewhere here. Yes, we've got 2 minutes, Al. Let's touch on this quickly. Brighton Hove Albion, they're at home at the Amex against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Brighton, we just mentioned, they beat Arsenal last match 2-1, coming off that win at the Emirates. That snapped a 3-game losing streak for them, which saw them get nothing but from Liverpool, Leicester and United. Well, that's not too much of a surprise. Wolves, they're coming off a 2-0 home win against the Hammers. They haven't lost a game since way back in the middle of September. I like this Wolverhampton Wanderers team, quality team, and right now they are the away favourites at plus 143, and that's what I'm going to take. Al, you got 30 seconds.
Again, so you like the big payout. I'm going to go with the safer option at a pick 'em, so I'm pushing, again, if there's a draw here at about even money again, minus 102.
Plus
so
102.
Give me the Wolves, though. I do like the Wolves, yeah.
Yeah, you like to pay a little and get coverage on that. That's fair enough. For
I
me,
play it safer, yeah.
For me, I'm just
I don't
kidding.
like them draws too much.
Gamble it all. Just kidding. No, look, when I see these games...
No, they're both good plays. I do like... Sorry.
Yeah, I just think these plays are too good. I will be covering my proverbial arse on a bunch of other games, which I didn't give you. Tune in tonight to Fifth Street Soccer on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network and Dan Patrick Sports Series XM211. Going to give you all of our picks. And by the way, I am joined on that show by the one and only Al Ninos tonight. All right, if you want Al's picks, go to picksandparlays.net, load them up. His expert picks are right there for you. Put them in your shopping basket, 15% off everything. Use promo code HOLIDAY. I'm going to step aside, take a break, and we'll be right back with, Chicken Dinner Chirimbes.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. They want your money, and guess what? They can legally take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you. So what do? Fight back by letting our team of experts at the tax helpline work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws and will fight to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket.
800-932-1749. 800-932-1749. 800-932-1749. That's 800-932-1749.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
Do you owe $10,000 or more on at least 2 federal student loans? Then you may qualify for new programs offered by the Department of Education. These programs can reduce your interest, lower your payments, and possibly qualify you for loan forgiveness. If you have $10,000 or more and at least 2 federal student loans and currently not in school, you may qualify for one of these programs. Call now to check your eligibility. Student loan advisors are standing by to help you determine if you qualify for these new programs. They can help you reduce your interest, lower your payment, and even forgive a portion of your student loan debt. Take control of your financial future. Make this free 5-minute free call now to Nationwide Student Loans and learn how you can reduce your student loan debt.
800-439-7851. 800-439-7851. 800-439-7851. 800-439-7851.
Basketball Saturday is what we're talking about here on the show. Welcome back, Picks and Parlays. I'm your host, Nick Geber. You can find me on Twitter at Nick Geber. We're also streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Join the discussion, please. We'd love to hear from you. Hashtag Parlay Radio, or fill out the comment section on any of our social media pages, and we will see your comment and endeavor to do our best to respond to it on the show. Well, speaking of basketball, I'd like to bring in to the show our star capper, Chip Chirimbes. Chip, been winning again, haven't you?
Well, not bad. We've won 3 of our top 4 college basketball releases on the year. We had our NFL Thursday night winner with Chicago, and we're just rearing to go for the entire weekend. Big game of the year on store Saturday.
All right, nice. By the way, just want to make a point perfectly clear here. One of the great things about Picks and Parlays is that we are totally transparent on the site. Right. You can see the track record of every one of our cappers. No nonsense, right. No cloud, no obfuscation. It's right there for you to see. You can go to picksandparlays.net and check it out. All right, well, let's do some NBA and college basketball, Chipper, shall we? Let's start with, what do you want to start with, the minor leagues or the major leagues?
We'll start in the minors with Cleveland, I guess, in Philadelphia.
Okay, all right, let's do that. The Cavs, the Sixers. The Cavs, 5-15, 8-10 against the spread. Just one win in the last 10 games.
Right.
They're 2-7 on the road. Kevin Love is a question mark for this game, although they play today against Orlando, so we'll see if he plays today. If he plays today, then that may change it. We'll get a better idea.
Right.
The Sixers, 15-7, 9-12-1 against the spread. They lost 113, 119 to Washington. They're 5th in the East, unbeaten though, 10-0 at home. Important to know that. Josh Richardson is a question mark for this game in particular. Cavs just bloody awful, and the Sixers not. That's my analysis.
Well, you don't have to worry about who's going to play for Philadelphia unless Joel Embiid is involved, because he is the most dominant player on their roster without question.
Sure.
And him being in or out will actually change the line 2.5 points easily, if not more. Cleveland at 5-15, like you said, is absolutely horrid, and I'm really surprised they haven't played better. Nick, because they've got the Michigan coach came over, they got Beeline there, and they've had a couple of young draft picks since LeBron has left, and I thought that they would be much improved this year, though they, they were 8-10 against the spread, but the last, I think, 9, they've only covered twice, I think you mentioned earlier. Particularly on the road, I think they're 2-9. This game, of course, Philly coming off the loss, Philly having the rest, should be prepared to whack this team at home, whatever the number is, how high it may possibly be. And considering the Cavaliers are playing Friday night tonight, I think it's difficult to assess vehemently which side you want here. I would lay it before I would take it. I couldn't trust Cleveland in this situation in the second of back-to-backs.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're just not very good. And one of the reasons, by the way, is apparently Craig Trapp, El Guapo, did not renew his season tickets. He was so devastated when LeBron left. They're a little short of funds, I understand.
Well, I'll tell you, I've seen LeBron enough times, and after you've watched him up close, like when he was with Miami, I was down in plenty of games. And I can understand, Craig, without him in the game, it's a totally different ball game.
All right, let's move on, shall we? Pacers at Knicks. The Pacers 14-7, 11-8-2 against the spread, coming off a 107-100 win against Oklahoma City. They're 500 on the road, though. They're 7-1 in the last 8. The Knicks 4-18, 10-12 against the spread in the middle of an 8-game, speaking of crappy teams, in the middle of an 8-game losing streak. They're 3-9 at home. Look, they're the worst in the league for scoring, field goal percentage, free throw percentage, and rebounds. Well, there's a couple left they could be worse at, but they're not. The Pacers are 6.5-point favorites here on the road, and the total plus 206. How about Knicks Cavs for a
you know how bad? I'll tell you how bad it is for the Knicks here. They, like you mentioned, that they're last in scoring. They are over 10 points below the NBA average per game. The NBA average. And when they get beat, even though they've covered a number of times, I think 10 and 12 on the number, because sometimes they're getting huge prices. When they get beat, their average loss is like 10 points to the point spread as well. They lose games by 30 points, by 40 points, and they're never even in the contest. So this isn't a team that you can even consider like on a teaser, because when they get blown out, they just get blown out, and they have no chance of coming back. They don't have the firepower.
And there's a name for a team like this.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Crap.
No question about it. And the Pacers, of course, are a playoff-bound team, 14-7. They still don't have their best player on their roster, but they've beaten New York 6 times the last 6 times they played. They've covered 4 of those times, and 2 of those times at Madison Square Garden, they both won and covered. There's only one way for me to go in this game, Nick. I would not play the Knicks. Could possibly play the under, because the Knicks just don't put up enough points.
I was going to say, I don't see the Knicks scoring enough, right? I mean, the Pacers, as you said, 7-1 in the last 8. I mean, this is It's a really nice look. It's a really nice team, the Pacers.
It's an excellent team. They play
how it evolves over the season.
They do something other teams in the NBA don't do. They play defense, and there's a difference there. In the Knicks, you don't have to play defense against them.
I agree with you. Although point total's kind of low at 206, but you still think it's going to stay under.
Yeah. Well, that's part. The reason why
it's factored in, obviously. Yeah.
So there it is.
All right. Okay. Let's move on to some college ball, shall we? Arizona, Baylor. Arizona 9-0, 5-4 against the spread. They're perfect so far in the season. The defense is solid. The offense is firing. They're currently second in field goal percentage in all college basketball, fifth in three-pointers. Josh Green, Nico Mannion, though, they're question marks for this game. They're 1-6 against the spread in the last 7 on the road. And Baylor, on the other hand, also hot, 6-1, 4-3 against the spread. They've bounced back with 5 straight wins after that early season loss to Washington. Tristan Clark, though, likely to be out with a foot injury for this game. Total has gone over in 8 of the last 11 for Baylor. I've got 146 points here, and I've got Baylor's road favorites. They're favored by 4.
Nick, I think the storyline between these two is not just the fact that they met last year, but the coaches. Scott Drew is an excellent coach. Has done a great job down at Baylor, really revitalized their program. But Sean Miller, the idea that he is still at Arizona, Nick, this team is under FBI investigation. They've had players that come out and say they've gotten paid, and there's been testimony of NCAA violations up the yin-yang, as you might say.
Yeah.
Yet he's still there, and he's coming off the worst year in 37 seasons for the Wildcats. You said their shooting percentage is up, and it was a good thing I was going to mention it to you, Nick. 42.7% last year, last in the Pac-10. Right now, 52.8% on the year. Arizona has come on strong. Like I said, they lost 7 straight conference games last year. It was the first time that's happened to them in 37 years. They've got a lot to prove this year. They were under so much turmoil last year. Part of the problem, last year when these two met, Arizona was the home team, a 5.5-point favorite. Baylor beats them outright, 58-54 and 58-49. And I think there might be a measure of revenge in the minds of the Wildcats here, coming into Baylor, and Baylor being such a strong favorite. What bothers me, Nick, is that, Baylor lost the 1 game to Washington in the tournament, 67-64. They were 5.5-point favorite. But they have a loss, and Arizona doesn't have a loss, and they're such a strong favorite here. Arizona's the higher-ranked team,
right?
And it was like the Purdue-Virginia situation we saw the other night, where an unranked Purdue was 3-point favorite over a number 5-ranked Virginia, and they pounded them. They won by 20. That might be the situation here, and that's the kind of fear I have, that the Baylor Bears would be decided according to point spread makers. But I would take the Wildcats with the points.
And I'll tell you what, Chip, with all these investigations going on at Arizona, next visit may not be to Baylor, it may be to the Bail Bonda.
Yeah, it could very well be. But the 3-point shot has also been a big factor for Baylor, 39.9% this season.
All right, next up, Marquette at Kansas State. Marquette 6-2, 5-3 against the spread after losing to Maryland. They have bounced back with a win against Jacksonville, 75-56. They're averaging 74 points per game. They're making 40% from three-point land, by the way, which isn't bad, particularly because for three-point land is now a little further away than it was last season. Total has gone under in 4 of the last 5 for Kansas State. They're 5-2, 3-4 against the spread. They snapped a 2-game losing streak with a 75-58 win over Florida A&M. Let's see. I love this. This is one of my favorite names in all of college basketball. Montavious Murphy is doubtful for this game. And what a great name. I'm going to name my next child Montavious.
Well, we know you're not going to have one. So.
True. They're averaging 62.3 points per game. The total has gone over in 4 of the last 5. Let's have a look. We got Marquette, road favorites, 2-point road favorites, total 136. Kind of low, actually.
Well, you know what? I think the fact that Marquette, you just mentioned me as favorite here, is a telling tale. Kansas State has lost twice. They lost to Pittsburgh and they lost to Bradley. Pittsburgh you may not be so concerned about, but losing to Bradley, a Big 12 school like Kansas State, who's always competitive when it comes playoff time. But this Marquette has probably the best player on the floor, if not the best in the country. He's going to be a #1 draft pick somewhere. Marcus Howard. He's shooting 89% from the free throw line. He has scored over 40 points, Nick, 3 different times in Big East contests. No one else has ever done it more than once in the Big East. He came back this year because Marquette had failed so miserably at the end of the season last year, and I think he feels like he has something to prove. And this fact that you give me Kansas State as the underdog here makes me lean toward Marquette. Kansas State had to replace 3 seniors. And seniors add a lot to a lineup with experience and composure. And Bruce Weber has done a great job there. He's 25-9 at Kansas State since taking over. But Marquette also has a transfer guard called Kobe McEwen, who was Mountain West Freshman of the Year last year. And he's an all-around type player, Nick, that you would love. 15.5 points per game scoring, 6 rebounds a game, 3.5 assists. He's sitting there with a well-balanced thing, and he's going to help this offense for Marquette go, and that's why this game's going over the total.
All right, Kobe, Marcos, and Montavious. Quite the crew. All right, Marquette, K-State, there you have it. All right, Chip Chirimbes, you can find Chip's picks up on the website, picksandparlays.net. Chipper, you're on fire recently.
Right.
And, you know, he's anyone. We got 35 expert handicappers. You see Chip on the show regularly, and the value you get here is that Chip is giving you his picks for free on the show. He has a lot of other picks, though, different analysis. You're going to want to read it and see it. Go sign up for his expert picks right now at picksandparlays.net. Sign up, whatever you put in the shopping cart, 15% off for the holiday season. Use promo code HOLIDAY. That's it, promo code HOLIDAY. Picksandparlays.net. Chipper, thanks a lot.
I'm going to create urgency right now. We got a big-time winner between Utah and Oregon tonight. Don't miss it. And Game of the Year tomorrow. Log on, follow by links, become an A-Play disciplined winner.
All right, you get 15% off. Use promo code HOLIDAY. Chipper, thanks so much. Have a great weekend, chicken dinner. May you win big, and we'll speak to you on Monday. All right, we'll be right back after this with our patented 14 profitable minutes NFL Rapidfire coming up right after this.
With metastatic breast cancer, a million questions flood your mind.
How can this be happening?
Am I going to be able to work?
What's a subtype? What do I do now?
We know.
We went through it too. But once you start to understand your options,
you can partner with your doctor
and find ways to face MBC on your own terms. Visit findyourmbcvoice.com and learn how to speak up and have a more informed conversation with your doctor.
Some questions have answers.
Visit findyourmbcvoice.com to find some of yours.
Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low Cost Airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
Hey, so are you the type of guy that wants to look put together, but doesn't want to spend hours at the mall finding new clothes? So you can look great at the office, on the road, or even just on the weekend with friends and family? I hear you. This is why there's Stitch Fix, your personal styling service that delivers hand-picked clothes right to you. Stitch Fix is simple. Sign up in just a few minutes. Tell them about the brands that work for you, and even let them know what types of styles you prefer. Stitch Fix is convenient. You get great clothes delivered right to you, so you can try new styles on in the comfort of your own home and make a decision without any pressure. And Stitch Fix is on your terms and priced to match your budget. There's no subscription required ever. Keep what you want and send back anything you don't. So, isn't it time you got it all together? Get started today at StitchFix.com. Stitch Fix, personal styling for men, women, and kids. Stitch Fix, personal styling for everybody.
When you're diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, a million questions flood your mind.
How can this be happening?
Am I going to be able to work?
What's a subtype? What do I do now?
We know.
We went through it too. But once you start to understand your options,
you can partner with your doctor
and find ways to face MBC on your own terms. Visit findyourmbcvoice.com and learn how to speak up and have a more informed conversation with your doctor.
Some questions have answers.
Visit findyourmbcvoice.com to find some of yours.
Welcome back to the show, Picks and Parlays. I'm your host, Nick Geber. Find me on Twitter at Nick Geber. We're streaming live, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, as well as broadcasting live on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. If you want to participate in the show, all you have to do is fill out the comment section, and we will see your comment and bring it into the show, provided it is not too rude. All right, this is the next 14 minutes, folks. This could be 14 minutes to bigger wins, because this is our NFL Rapid Fire segment. Let's bring in El Guapo. Let's bring in Tony El Tigre, Tiger. And by the way, Sean Vasquez says, what did he say there? Andrew, put that back up. He said, if you're not subscribing to Picks and Parlays, you're not profitable. And Sean, you are so right. All right, guys, Rapid Fire. How we doing? Happy Azerbaijan Communications Ministry Day to you both.
Yeah, same to you.
Well, thank you. I've been celebrating. And believe me, the festivities will last throughout the weekend. Gentlemen, speaking of the weekend, we have some NFL to get to. Why don't we start? We've only got 14 minutes. We've got a bunch of games to get to. Let's start, shall we? Washington versus Green Bay. Washington 3-9, 5-7 against the spread. Green Bay 9-3, 8-4 against the spread. The Packers, big 12.5-point home favorites here. Washington currently on a 2-game win streak. I got the Packers favorites, 12.5 total, 41.5 points. Let's start with Guapo.
I like the Packers here, -13. We covered this one early in the week on a segment. I just think the Redskins' 2 losses are against teams that were struggling. Now they go on the road. I just think that's a really tough spot for a rookie quarterback to try to play against Aaron Rodgers. I like the Packers 4-2 against the spread at home this season. I think that continues here. Lay the big number. I even see this all the way up at 13. I still would lay it. I like the Packers here to win and cover big.
All right, very nice. Tigre, you're up.
Yeah, I'm gonna butt heads a little with Krager. I'm gonna take the point with Washington Redskins +13. You know, the thing here with the Redskins, they really embraced this Bill Callahan ground and pound system, and it's showing to work. It's working here. Past 3 games, they're running for 5.2 yards a carry, which will aid their young quarterback. Of course, if you have a ground game, you can travel with that. But you know, Green Bay defense at home give up a lot of yards, 375 yards, but the rush defense not very good, giving up 5 yards a carry on an average, 142 yards. I think this is going to be a really ugly game, and I think the Redskins squeak out a cover here. I'll take Washington +13.
Wow, Washington +13. Very nice. Okay, guys. It's going to be a low-scoring one, too, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like that. I mean, it looks like defense will be the key.
Absolutely. All right, let's move along. Detroit Lions at the Minnesota Vikings. The Lions 3-8-1, 5-7 against the spread. The Vikings 8-4, 6-6 against the spread. Detroit, we were talking in the last segment about certain teams that fall into the crap bucket. This might be one of them. The Lions lost 5 in a row. The Vikings, though, 4-0 straight up and against the spread against the Lions. 3 of those 4 were won by an average of 13 points. The Vikings, again, they are home favorites at 12.5 points, total 43.5. Tell me I'm wrong, but I like this. Craig.
Oh, this is actually my NFL game of the week. I think this one, remember the Lions also have a little extra time here. Of course, they played on Thanksgiving Day. They were the early game. But this is my NFL game of the week for Week 14. You can get it over at picksandparlays.net.
And the best thing about it is you can get it at 15% off right now. Use promo code HOLIDAY, and you can get Craig's pick 15% off. But I tell you what, Tigre, what's your pick on this one?
Yeah, Nick, I'm going to go under a total of 43.5 points here. It's a really tough spot for this third-string quarterback, David Blau, for the Lions. Going on the road here against this Vikings defense, one of the best home field advantages in football. You know, the Vikings put great pressure on opposing quarterbacks. With that, expect the Lions to be a little bit conservative, try to work some clock, maybe use their run game a little bit. But on the other hand, the Vikings defense, really good, holding teams to 15 points per game at home. I think it'll even be better here against a third-stringer here for the Lions. But one thing to note here is the Minnesota Vikings and the coach Zimmer here. He likes to run the football when he's up, and I think you get a situation here where the Vikings are up by 3 possessions here in the fourth quarter, and it'll just be run, and that ticks that clock down. I like the under in this one.
All right, next up, we got at first place in the NFC on the line, and the next one, it's the 49ers at the Saints. The 49ers are 10-2, 7-4-1 against the spread, coming off a tough 2017 loss to the Ravens. losing to a 49-yard last gasp field goal. Incredible field goal, by the way. Great drama there in that game. They have the number one ranked defense in the country. The offense, though, struggling on the road, scoring less than 21 points in 3 of the last 4. The Saints had a solid 26-18 win over the Falcons last Thursday. They'll come into this with a nice rest. Saints home favorites at 3.5 points, 44.5 total. We started twice in a row with you, Trapp, so don't get excited. Let's go to Tellez.
Yeah, I'm going to take the 49ers and the points. The numbers come down a little bit to 3 and 2.5. But I'm going to take the plus with the 49ers. I expect San Francisco, after losing that game to the Ravens in 2017 in that field goal game there. But, you look at the 49ers defense. They held Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay to 8 points. Now San Francisco will not have to worry about that mobile quarterback this week as pocket passer Drew Brees and the Saints are the opponents. You look at the Saints defense, they have failed to cover their past 2 at home, giving up 31 to the Panthers. Remember, the Panthers had a backup quarterback in there. And then again, they faced Atlanta in a bad defensive team, getting up 26 points on their home field. You look at the 49ers defense of 4 in past 3 games, allowing an average of 249 yards. And that's with the Ravens and Packers on that schedule. And I'm going to go ahead and take the points over San Francisco.
All right, take the points over the Niners. All right, Miami at New York Jets. The Dolphins 3-9, the Jets 4-8. Dolphins 6-6 against the spread, looking for a season sweep of the Jets. Jets are 5-7 against the spread, and a recent 6-22 loss to the Bengals snapped a 3-game win streak. Jets -5. I got a total of 45.5. Now, Craig, now we'll go to you. Everyone gets their turn.
Well, you passed me up on the Saints. I do like the Saints -2.5. I'm the opposite of Tony on that one. So if you like that one, we're opposed on that one. But
I thought that was your game of the week as well.
No, that was the Lions Vikings. But the Dolphins at the Jets. Jets obviously a big favorite here, which is surprising since, of course, they already lost to this Dolphins team, and they also lost to my Cincinnati Bengals last week. But I think they're favored for a reason. Dolphins, it's going to be a little colder in New York. We know this Miami team doesn't like it to go north this time of the year and in cold environments. So I do think the Jets bounce back here. I don't love this game. Don't go crazy on this one because neither one of these teams going anywhere anytime soon. But if I had to bet this game, I definitely would take the Jets -5.5.
All right, Tony L. Tigre, tell us there. Great. How do you pick this one?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take the points here. Miami +5.5. I'm going to go button heads here with Craig again. I think that loss was really, really detrimental to this Jets team. I think their psyche's damaged by it, losing to Cincinnati on the road. I think it really hurt them. Looking at the Dolphins, they've won 4 straight and 6 of 7 against the Jets, covering 5 with a push in there. So they've had good success against this team. And, they have covered 6 of their past 8 after that win against the Dolphins. And, season high, I should say against the Eagles, they had a season high of 409 yards in that win against Philadelphia. Of course, the Jets lose safety Jamal Adams to an injury. But one thing with the Jets, their run game is sputtering, only 3.3 yards to carry their pass through. And Le'Veon Bell missed practice the past 2 days with an illness. He's listed as doubtful. Fitzpatrick's in pretty good form right now. And the Jets, poor job of moving the chains. 31st in the league on 3rd down. I think Miami just generates enough points to cover here. An ugly game. I'll take Miami +5.5.
All right, Craig, since we missed out on you on the Saints game, let's get your take on this Miami game for a second time. Craig, Trapp.
That's right.
Okay, we'll move on.
I actually think the under is a solid play, too, on that game as well. Obviously, ugly game.
All right, so you see, I am a fair man. Okay, next up, Steelers at Cardinals. The Steelers. Oh, no, let's not do that one. Let's leave that one alone. We got one of my favorite games. I'm looking forward to this one. The Chiefs at the Patriots. The Chiefs 8-4, 7-5 against the spread. Demolished the Raiders 40-9 last week. Playing some quality, mistake-free football, guys. This is a strategic matchup. This game because you got the 10-2 Patriots, 7-5 against the spread. Specialist #1 in the league in forcing turnovers and errors against the team that is the best at resisting turnovers and errors. It's going to be a fabulous game to watch. I'm just wondering how high scoring it's going to be because I got the Pats as home favorites, 3-point home favorites, but 48.5 points. So let's go with you, Trapp.
Yeah, I actually think the under here is a solid play. I also think the Chiefs plus the points here. I just think this Patriots offense continues to worry me. I know every time we question Belichick and Brady at this point of the season, they've turned it around in recent years. But, man, this is an offense that just can't seem to get it right. They did turn it around late once they were down big to Houston last week. But I think my better play is the under here. I think the Patriots to win against this Chiefs team, they can't get into a scoring match. Of course, this is the rematch for the AFC Championship game where New England won at the Chiefs last year. So a revenge spot for Kansas City. Let's take the under, though, as our top play.
And by the way, that match, there was 68 total points scored. So I don't think we're going to see that happen again. All right, Tellez, Tigre, roar.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take Kansas City here plus the 3. You know, the Chiefs have been able to move the football against the Patriots past 3 meetings, averaging nearly 38 points a game. But, you know, the Chiefs had trouble with Gronkowski when they met the last few times. And no Gronkowski. You know, the Patriots aren't getting anything out of their tight end position. And I was really impressed with how the Chiefs came off their bye week, pounded the Raiders. And of course, you know, you've got a quarterback, a mobile quarterback like Mahomes in there for KC. We saw what Lamar Jackson was able to do, gave that Patriots defense fits, but it's the offense. You know, Tom Brady's had bad games here and there the past few seasons, but you know what? There's been a lot more this year than the years past. So I'm going to go ahead and take KC here plus the 3.
All right, guys, we got 2 games. We got 3 minutes. Let's make it quick. Next up, quack, quack, the Steelers. That's right, big 2013 win last week against the Browns. I love Duck Hodges. You know, everyone's surprised, but, you know, I guess he's swimming away. They're now 3 games over 500, one of the league's best defenses, actually, with the Steelers. The Cardinals, well, they're junk, 3-8-1. I got Steelers minus 1.5, total points, 43.5. El Tigre, you're up.
All right, we're going under 43.5 points. Steelers have been a defensive team, gone under 9 of 12. All 5 have gone under on the highway. Injuries for the Steelers: Juju Smith-Schuster out, James Conner out, a third-string quarterback in for Pittsburgh, as we know, and Arizona is really having difficulty offensively moving the chains and in the red zone. Go under in this one.
All right, Trapp.
I would take the Cardinals here as a slight underdog here. I even see it up at 2.5 in some spots, but I'd take even the 1.5. I just think the Cardinals, I think the mobile quarterback here will be the key. To beat the Steelers, you can't just sit in the pocket. They put too much pressure on them. I like the Cardinals here with an upset win this week.
All right, next up. Well, what happens? What happens if you're on a 3-game losing streak? Well, then you get to play Arizona. That's what happened to the Rams. They broke that losing streak with a victory with a win over Arizona. They broke that was after getting absolutely owned by the Ravens, excuse me. I'm going to get it right here at some point. We're running short of time. This is, of course, the Seahawks-Rams. Seattle 3 points favorite, 46.5 total. Let's make it quick. Let's go with you first, Trapp.
Yeah, I like Seattle here. They're 5-1 against the spread on the road, 6-0 straight up. I think they continue to roll on the road. Russell Wilson continues his MVP type play.
And let's see. Okay, Tony Tellez.
My top play, pick it up right now at picksandparlays.net. Best play on Sunday.
I wonder just very quickly, if anything, you know, this was a close game earlier on back in October, 29-30. I mean, is that affecting the line here at all, Craig?
Absolutely. I think at that point of the season, Seattle really hadn't turned it around. And, you know, Seattle's played a ton of close games, probably more so than any team. And they've been very good in those games, winning almost all of those. So I think that's the key here. I just don't believe in a Rams team that really has one win against a lousy Arizona team last week. So I'll take Seattle with a short underdog price here.
Yeah, when it comes to that win against Arizona. Rams fans, calm down, calm down. Okay, that's going to do it. 14 minutes. We're going to change your betting life with those 14 minutes, our NFL Rapid Fire. Seriously, bet with smarts, bet with intelligence, picksandparlays.net. We'll be right back to wrap it all up after this.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number, 800-603-0885, 800-603-0885, 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
Here's a great way to save money on your prescription medications. If you take Viagra or Cialis, we can give you a way to pay as little as $2 a pill. Compare that to prices as high as $60 per tablet. These pills work for men and women to improve their sexual performance. And now for the price of 2 or 3 pills, you can get nearly 100. There's no need to pay expensive prices for Viagra or Cialis. Call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. We offer 24/7 service and always free delivery and confidential packaging. Change your life for the better and have fun. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
800-709-4409, 800-709-4409, 800-709-4409. That's 800-709-4409.
Attention business owners. Now is the perfect time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. We can give you packages with up to 90 great channels and save your business a ton of cash. And if you call right now, you can learn how to get free equipment and free installation. Now you have choices. It's time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. And call today and get 90 channels plus free equipment and free installation. Smart business owners like you all across the country are consolidating and saving money on their cable TV, internet, and phone service for the business. So now's the perfect time. This may be a limited time offer to the first 100 people that call right now. So please save money and call now.
800-470-7113, 800-470-7113, 800-470-7113. That's 800-470-7113.
All right, thanks for staying with us here at Picks and Parlays. Great to be with you. I'm your host, Nick Geber. We've given out a lot of free picks today, and if you missed any of them, don't worry, because I'm going to recap them right now. We started off with our Premier League picks. Al, Ninos, and I took a look at 4 games in the English Premier League this weekend. Starting off with the Blues at the Toffees. Chelsea-Everton take the draw, plus 291. The Gunners and the Hammers, that's at the London Stadium, take West Ham plus 256. Southampton at Newcastle take Newcastle plus 157. And the Wolves at Brighton and Hove Albion take Wolverhampton Wanderers plus 143. Those are our picks for the Premier League. Then Chicken Dinner gave us some little basketball, NBA and college basketball picks in the NBA. Pacers at Knicks take the Pacers minus 6. For college basketball, Arizona at Baylor take Arizona plus 4. And for the Marquette-Kansas State game, take the over 136. And we had NFL Rapidfire. We had Craig Trapp. We had Tony T. And Craig took Redskins at Packers, take the Packers minus 13. Niners at Saints, take the Saints minus 2.5. Seahawks at Rams, take the Seahawks plus 1. And Tony El Tigre Tellez, Dolphins at Jets, take Dolphins plus 5.5. Chiefs at Patriots, take the Chiefs plus 3. And Steelers at Cardinals, take the under 43.5. Those are our picks. If you missed any of those picks, you can find replays of this show on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and our podcast network, the Believe, B-L-E-A-V podcast network. And if you want even more free picks, we have a whole bunch of them at picksandparlays.net. Just go to the section that says free picks. But if you want our expert picks, in-depth analysis, picks on almost every game, you're going to have to go and subscribe. And right now, for the holidays, special offer, 15% off everything on the site. That's right, load up your shopping basket, and when you go, put promo code HOLIDAY, get 15% off. All right, that'll do it for me. I want to thank everyone that came on the show. I want to thank you for watching, listening, and hopefully making smarter bets. Be back with you Monday, same place, same time, same channel. Till then, may your bets be big, complete, and make you happy. And remember, bet, win, repeat.